ranking all my Mario games on Switch. Last place is the arcade Mario Bros. Game, because this game is literally meant to be played on an arcade system. And the game has not aged very well. There's a bunch of new versions that have been made for games like Super Mario 3D World and Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, but it's still not even good. This game is just pretty bad, the controls aren't good, and again, it's an arcade game, so I shouldn't have even expected much when I first played this game. Next is Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, and yeah, this game is not good. It's very bad. And literally the first mushroom you get in the game is a poison mushroom. And that just is shows how hard the game is gonna be. And yeah, this game is pretty hard. And it's even hard for everyone, even speedrunners or people who are hardcore Mario gamers. It's super hard. And I don't know why Nintendo decided to make it so hard. Yeah. Next is Dr. Mario for the Game Boy, and this is a series that I've never really understood that well, because I'm not really a fan of this Dr. Mario series, and I'm a fan for puzzle games, and I think we should have more Mario puzzle games, but ones that are different from this, because the whole idea of Mario turning into a doctor is just so random, and I've never really understood this series. I don't know why. And it just feels like a mobile game. And the funny thing is, it took them 30 years to make it into a mobile game with Dr. Mario World. Ironically, that game got shut down. Next we got Dr. Mario for the NES. This is basically the same as the Game Boy version. It just looks better, I guess, because it's not green. But yeah, this is the same thing. But it looks better. That's the only improvement that this game has over the Game Boy version. Would like Nintendo to make another Dr. Mario game just so I can see how bad or good it is. Maybe they'd make some nice improvements. For one, it looks better because it was on the N64, of course, and they made some nice improvements, not big ones, but at least there are some improvements, and they make me want to actually play a Dr. Mario game, but not a ton, because this game is still not great. But if I want to play a Dr. Mario game on Switch, then I'll be playing this one. And don't worry, I'm done talking about Dr. Mario games. Let's move on to some games that aren't puzzle games. Like Super Mario Land for the Game Boy. And this is another Game Boy game, and a lot of Game Boy games just suffer from being on the Game Boy, so they're green and they don't look very good. And this game perfectly shows that, because this game is a Mario game, and Mario games are usually good, but this one, it just missed the mark a little, because the controls aren't great, the enemies are really weird, everything in this game is really weird. Now is the very first Mario game, except if you include Donkey Kong and the Mario Bros. Arcade game, but this game really just revolutionized Nintendo and gaming as an industry, but that still doesn't mean that the game is good. I guess it's C tier for me, I'd say. Because this game was on the NES and was one of Nintendo's very first games, so you can't really blame them that much. But the game is kind of hard and not great, so yeah. Next is Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color. This game looks better because it's on the Game Boy Color and not the Game Boy. And it actually looks kind of nice. And yeah, this is a Mario Golf game. It doesn't feel like one though, considering there's human characters in it. But I like Mario Golf games. I don't love them, but I appreciate it. This game is just okay. That's all it is. Just an okay game. Maybe worse than okay, but it's just a game. Next is Super Mario Kart. This game is not great. That's all I'll say to start. But if you look at these clips, you can see I'm Koopa and I am failing miserably in this game. I'm in 8th place. I just got lapped and I'm not doing great, and that's because this game doesn't control well. And random things happen where I just spin out of control, and if I try to drift, it just never works. And this game just isn't great. Same can be said for Super Mario Circuit. Super Mario Circuit, what am I saying? Super Mario Super Circuit. And yeah, this game is basically the same as Super Mario Kart, just looks better and has different tracks. And it controls a bit better, not too much though. As you can see, I'm doing a little better in this clip, but that doesn't mean the controls are good. But at least it brought us the amazing track and controversial track known as Cheeseland. Next is Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Color. I like Mario Tennis games a decent bit. I've never played the one on Switch though, actually. And for the ones that I have played, they're pretty okay. Maybe they could have added more content, but all in all, this is basically just a Game Boy game, a Game Boy Color game, and obviously it's not going to have that much because it's literally on the Game Boy. So you know what, I'll just excuse it. It's okay, it's fine. Next is NES Open Tournament, and whether you consider this a Mario game or not, it's okay still. The game is only an improvement from the Mario Golf Game Boy Color game because it looks better because it's on the NES, which honestly, in my opinion, looks better than the Game Boy Color. That might be controversial. And the game controls a bit better. And yeah, all in all, it's an okay game. I don't have much to say about it because what I said about it, I basically already said about Mario Golf. Next is Mario Bros. 2. I think this game gets a little bit too much hate, but only a little because, I mean, this game is literally Mario Bros. 2 North America, and although it's better than Mario Bros. 2 Japan, it still is not great because it's literally a reskin of a random Japanese game called Doki Doki Panic. And Doki Doki Panic, not a great game. This game, not a great game. But, yeah, not much more for me to say. Next is Super Mario Land 2, the 6 Golden Coins. This game controls a lot better than Super Mario Land, which is kind of crazy, because they were only released a few years after and before each other, and on the same console, which is kind of crazy how they made this big of an improvement. And yeah, the game is an improvement all around. It looks better, it controls better, and yeah, it's a better game, one that I actually enjoy playing. And next we have Mario Kart 64. This game was a step up from Super Mario Kart because that game had bad controls and this game has okay controls, I guess. Because the controls weren't really great either on this console, and so obviously this game's controls are not going to be great. But I appreciate the game for bringing us the iconic item, the blue shell, and having iconic tracks, and just being a notable game all around. Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64, and Mario Kart Super Circuit, this is the game I like to go back to the most, because I just feel it's the best, and I even ranked it the best, so obviously it is the best. And the courses are really nice, like DK's Jungle Parkway, Frappe Snowland, they're decent. And the items, like I said, blue shell, really cool, the triple red shell, the triple banana, everything in this game is just okay. A decent time, and I like the characters that they chose. Next is Super Mario Bros. 3, and I know people love this game to death, but I, for one, don't. I've never really understood the hype, and all I've seen it as is just a 2D Mario game on the NES that doesn't look that great, and doesn't control too well either. I want to give some reasons why I don't love the game, so that the people who actually love the game don't come attacking me in the comments. Sure, there's a lot of levels, but half of them aren't even that fun, and it's kind of tricky. Next is Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64. This game is better than Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Color, obviously. It's on the N64. It looks better, it feels better. I love there's a tournament, there's different grounds that you can go on. It's just an okay game. Better than Game Boy Color version, and that's all I can say about it. For me to not sound like a broken record and just be repeating things. This game introduced the GOAT Waluigi! Next is Mario Golf for the Nintendo 64. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record. I already talked about NES Open Tournament and Mario Golf for the Game Boy. But yeah, this game is better, but only because it's on the Nintendo 64, a better console than the Game Boy Color and the NES, in my opinion at least. Still has those weird human characters, which I really don't like, because why do we need human characters in Mario games other than Mario and stuff? Next is Super Mario World. I love this game, but I don't really love this game. It's very vibrant, the colors are nice, the worlds are fun, and it introduced Yoshi, one of my favorite characters in the entire Nintendo series as a whole, which is saying a lot. Even my profile picture, as you can see in the corner, is Yoshi. Yellow Yoshi to be specific. But yeah, you can tell that I really love this game. Or not really, I literally just said I don't really love this game. But I love it. and I love the bosses. The bosses are actually fun in this game, which is crazy for a 2D Mario game, because 2D Mario games are infamous for not having good bosses, like Mario Wonder and stuff. But this game, it's a nice little fun ride. But one thing I should point out is that I beat this game really quick, because I found some sort of like secret or cheat or something, and I won the game really easily, which is a good or bad thing, I'm not really sure. Next is Super Mario World 2, where Yoshi's a protagonist, so I don't even know if you'd consider this a Mario game, but even though it can be considered a Yoshi game and not a Mario game, it's still a really good game, and I just love the colors in this game, all the controls, it just is so nice. I love all the different Yoshi transformations, like Yoshi Copter and stuff. It's so silly, and I love that game for that, and it's a game I love to go back to. Next is Mario Party 1, the very first Mario Party, so obviously it's not going to be fantastic, but it's still very decent. I dislike the minigame land place though, because it really deceives you, because first I played Mario Party Superstars and then went back to playing Mario Party 1, and what I noticed is that they changed how the minigame, like, world is, and instead of the minigame world having, like, all the minigames for you to be able to play, it's just these coin minigames that you have to, like, do, and then it does other levels and stuff. I don't know, it's just really weird to me. The minigames are also a fun ride, except for Tug of War. If you've seen my Mario Party minigame ranking video, which you should totally check out, I put this at 100th place out of 100, because this minigame is terrible. It literally gives people injuries, it's just terrible, the controls are terrible, this minigame sucks. I don't know how to, like... The other minigames are really good. This minigame is bad. Next is Mario Party 2. This game is an improvement from Mario Party 1. I love the boards, like Western Land, and how they all have these different, like, worlds that you can, like, have different costumes in. Like, if you go to Pirate Land, then you turn into a pirate, and Western Land, you turn into, like, what do you turn into in Western Land? A cowboy, I think. And yeah, it's really creative, and that's what I would use to describe the game. Creative. I would also use creative to describe Mario Party 3, because the minigames are creative, the boards, and it's an all-around nice, fun ride. Great multiplayer, just like the last two. And I don't really have much to say that hasn't been said already for the last two, because they do kind of blend in with each other by feeling the exact same and not really having much differences. There's a slight graphical upgrade, and yeah, it's still a better game though, and all around better than Mario Party 2 and 1. But I do think that Mario Party 2 has better boards than this one. That doesn't mean the boards in this one are bad though. I think the mini games in this one might be better than Mario Party 2. I don't really know. I haven't even played them all, but most of them are fun. Sorry if I keep, like, repeating stuff I've said about other games, because, like, there's multiple games that are really similar on my ranking list, like all the Mario Golfs and stuff, so I don't really want to sound like a broken record, but I guess I do. One thing I'd like to point out that Mario Party 1, 2, and 3 all fail at is having good characters, because there's literally 8 characters in Mario Party 3, 6 in Mario Party 2, and I think 4 in Mario Party 1, I'm not really sure, but they could have added, like, a couple more, even, like, make it 10 characters, because, like, there's so many they could have added, and I'm glad they added those characters in games like Jamboree and Super Mario Party. Next is Paper Mario, the OG original Paper Mario game, and I feel like I overshadow this game with TTYD because I think the Thousand Year Door is better, but that doesn't mean that this game isn't good. I think it's an okay game, but still, there's a big graphical and, like, dialogue and, like, big, just everything is different in the Thousand Year Door, and everything is better in the Thousand Year Door, like better worlds and stuff, but that doesn't mean that this game is bad. In fact, it's pretty good, but I just don't love it as much as I love the Thousand Year Door. The characters are good though, the dialogue, the story, it's just a nice ride, and it's a nice concept, like paper, and I'm glad that Nintendo went with the bold, like, idea of making an Mario RPG that's like paper. It's a very interesting choice, but one that I like. Next is Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and as much as I want to put it at like 5th place, I just can't bring myself to do that because it's not that good. But that doesn't mean it's not good, because it is good. It's a very, very good game. Almost fantastic, but just missed the mark a little bit. And I love how it like made the 2D Mario series feel kind of fresh, because they added wonder effects. I like the amount of characters they added in the game, like Yoshi, Nabbit, Daisy, and although I wish Yoshi and Nabbit weren't relegated for being in easy mode, I still like their inclusion. And the badges are also a nice feature because they make the levels feel different every time. Because one time you might be playing with the Fast Dash badge, and another time you might be playing with the Sound Off badge. And it makes the experience different every time, which I really like in games. The power-ups are also nice, like Elephant Mario. Next is Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, and this is definitely my favorite Mario and Luigi game, just because of how, like, fun it feels. The combat's really nice, the characters, the colors in this game even. And that's really good for the very first Mario and Luigi game. Yeah, this is the first Mario and Luigi game, and it's my favorite, which really does say a lot. Really love the enemies and stuff like that, like Cackletta and Fawful and Prince Bean Bean or whatever his name is. And yeah, the Bean Bean Kingdom, although it is somewhat of an odd like Mario location, it's one that hasn't really bothered me because I just like its like goofiness and all the characters in the Bean Bean Kingdom's goofiness. It really does add to the experience. Don't even get me started on the dialogue. Mario RPG dialogues are usually really hilarious and like make me laugh, and this one is no exception. Next is another Mario RPG game, literally titled Super Mario RPG. The colors in this game are really nice, the feeling of this game, just the dialogue, everything about this game is just super nice. I've talked about it in another video, my 1000-Year Door versus Super Mario RPG video, which you can check out if you'd like. And yeah. And I like how they made the ported version feel so much different from the original, but in so many great ways. They improved it, but even the parts that they didn't improve, they didn't need to improve, because this game was already such a flawless game. The characters were good, the enemies were good, the bosses were even really good. The bosses like Valentina, the Axum Rangers, and even that one boss at the end that's like a Final Fantasy villain, and it's just so nice. This game is so fun, the combat's really great. And yeah, I love this game, and I love to go back to this game, because it's just a really fun experience that I just love so much. Next is the 1000-Year Door, which I just kind of talked about, and how it's better than Mario RPG. And yeah, it is really better, but not too much better, because it shares a lot of like problems with Mario RPG, but it also shares a lot of like nice things about Mario RPG. And yeah, I don't want to sound like a broken record again, but the characters in this game, the villains in this game, the bosses in this game, the dialogue, it's just so awesome, and I love it. The vibrancy of this game, the colors, everything is just so nice to look at. Not as good to look at as Mario RPG, but still nice. I like the paper aesthetic too. But look how cinematic this area looks. It's just so nice to look at. Now let's move on to the characters, which are absolutely amazing. Like, Grubba, he's a nice character, which is also a villain. Madame Flurry, she's a nice character. All the characters you unlock. Miss Mouse, everything. Next is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Don't get me wrong, I really do love this game, but I just don't feel like it's as good as the next ones on the list. I really do appreciate that they made 2 video games in one though. That's really cool. Even though Bowser's Fury isn't that great, it's an open world Mario game. What more could you ask for? The multiplayer in these 2 games, wow! Even though you can only have 2 players in Bowser's Fury, 4 players in Mario 3D World is just so fun. Bowser's Fury, while not a fantastic game, is still a fun ride, and I love the inclusion of Fury Bowser. He looks really cool, and the boss fight with him is just super cinematic and pretty fun, and I like all the different areas. My favorite area is that, like, volcano area, and I like how it has a bunch of items and, like, power-ups. It's just a nice game all around, and one that I like to go back to. Next is Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I've already talked about these 3 games in a video, which you can go check out on my channel, but like, not all of them are fantastic in my opinion, because I don't really love Super Mario 64. I think it's kind of clunky, the camera controls aren't great, and Super Mario Galaxy 2 isn't in this pack. Like, why? Or 3D Land. Why isn't 3D Land here? Because I love all those games, but like, why can't we have 3D Land and Mario Galaxy 2? Still like to go back to Super Mario Sunshine and Galaxy though, because I think they're both fantastic game, and I'm a defender of Mario Sunshine. I don't understand why people hate it, and although it may be tricky, I like some challenge in my Mario games. And I love the little story that's in Sunshine and Galaxy, like the Rosalina Observatory and like her story and stuff, and also the like going to court, Mario in prison and stuff, having to clean up the island. It's so goofy, but I just love it. Now we're at second place, and I'm putting Mario Odyssey, because I love this game, and I know a lot of other people do. It's not as great as number 1, though, in my opinion, and you might have already guessed what number 1 is if you know what Mario games I have, but this game looks absolutely amazing for the Nintendo Switch. Look at this. Look at the grass in this area. Look at the water. It just looks so nice and cinematic. And if we want to talk about cinematic, we should talk about all the like cutscenes and everything in this game. They literally have a boss that's like, it looks like it's straight out of like an Xbox 360 or like a PlayStation 5 thing. Like, it just looks so nice. Obviously, that's not the main part of this game. I love Cappy and how there's no power-ups and instead it's just captures. I love the captures, like Glide-On, like the Uproot. It's just super cool. And I love all the kingdoms, like Seaside Kingdom, Snow Kingdom even. My number 1 pick has to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And this might be cheating because this is a spin-off maybe, but still, I love this game to bits because this game is just so great to play, whether you're playing with 2 people, 4 people, 3 people, or even just you, or even if you want to play with a friend online or locally. It's just so nice. There's so many options, and with the Booster Course Pass, there is 96 courses in this game, and that's crazy. That's just insane for a game like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and although 96 courses, not all of them are going to be great, but most of them are. In fact, not just some of them, most of the tracks in this game are amazing in my opinion. I love tracks like Squeaky Clean Sprint or Sunshine Airport. They're all just so fun to play on, and I always love to play this game. For watching, guys. These videos do take a while to make, so a like and subscribe would be appreciated, but you don't have to, and bye.